You? Is anybody?
There's Molly, folks. That means your friends, the Goldbergs, are here. Brought to you by Does, the new kind of soap for everything in your wash. First, let's drop in on the Dozen family. Well, there's Pa listening to the radio. And there's Ma just coming in. She looks pleased.
Pa, ain't it grand? Me and Duz just patched up a quarrel between the Thompsons.
Well, how's that, Ma?
Well, you know, Mrs. Thompson's wild about Duz for doing everything in her wash, but she'd never tumbled to Duz having everything for dishes, too.
Is that right, Ma?
Yep. She'd never heard how Duz suds stand up till the last dish is done and cut grease like 60, yet they're kind to hands.
Hope you told her.
Sure, that's how I patched up their quarrel.
What happened?
Well, seems Mrs. Thompson's been washing stacks of dishes since her sister-in-law and the two young'uns moved in.
I know.
She told Mr. Thompson they'd have to go.
Oh, she didn't mean it.
That's what I figured, Pa. So I traipsed into her kitchen and poured some Duz in her dishpan. She just beamed, Pa, when she saw how those Duz suds keep standing up.
She did?
We washed dishes for 8 people, and we didn't have to keep adding soap.
Lots of greasy pans, I bet.
Yep, but Duz goes after grease hammer and tongs. It cuts even tough grease in less than half a minute.
No hard scouring either.
Nope. Then Mrs. Thompson says, I hate to think how my hands are going to look.
Well, didn't you show her how nice your hands are, Ma?
Oh, go long, Pa, sure. I says, Duz will leave your hands soft and pretty. And it did. Just now when I saw her, she grinned and says, land sakes, with Duz, who's going to worry about relatives and a few more dishes?
That's right. Does is the only leading granulated wash day soap that combines all this for dishes. Makes suds that stand up till the last dish is done, cuts grease like 60, yet it's kinder to your hands. Change to Does, D-U-Z. It has everything for dishes. And now the Goldbergs. Molly, the great experimenter, having put George at the head of a committee for juvenile delinquency, having seen to it that all checks are made payable to him, knows she's playing with fire. For this is just like Molly, who always thinks of giving people a second chance before condemning them forever. For you see, George, unknown to Grace, his partner in crime, has confessed to the Goldbergs that he, not Sammy, is Grace's husband, and that he and Grace took advantage of Jake and Molly's warm hearts to swindle them. With George's confession safe in her heart, Molly wants to save Grace, too. And one of the ways is through temptation. Grace has already managed to get the committee's money from George, and as a safeguard against the girl running away with it during the night, Molly has moved into Grace's room to sleep with her. Listen.
Comfortable, Grace?
Yes, I'm all right. You don't have to sleep with me.
When I saw you twice in the hall, I knew immediately you was restless and, sleep, dear.
Why don't you go back to your room?
It's all right, Grace. You don't want a coverlet, only a sheet?
I'm all right.
Good night.
Good night.
Another pillow, maybe, Grace? I mean, when I was, in condition, maybe you'll be more comfortable higher.
I'm fine the way I am.
Grace, what did you did with the money, Grace?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm not worried. I don't want you to worry about it. Good night.
Good night.
What's she doing in here anyway? What am I doing here? What's happening to me? They wouldn't be so kind if they knew what I was. Why doesn't she get out of here instead of lying there? I could leave tonight. I could take the money and blow and be gone.
If I'll breathe heavy, just push me and I'll awaken. So sometimes if I sleep heavy, so I,
Dream?
No, Mr. Goldberg says I snore. I never hear myself. Good night.
Good night.
I wish you would sleep. I wish you'd sleep in your own room. Gotta get out of here. Can't stand it here any longer. Kill you with sweetness. That dumb donkey George, he's fallen for it. Him and his delinquent children. All the soft soap, and he ate it up. I'd like to hear him and see him when they know what we are and what we came for. Got to get out of here tonight, and I will. I will, even if she's here.
I feel such a privilege to sleep with you, Grace.
Why?
Because you're not only you now. A new life. Good night.
Good night.
There'll be no new life unless I get out of here. I could put her to sleep so she wouldn't ever get up. Why doesn't she leave me alone?
Good night.
Good night.
Early morning. Go to bed.
Jake, if Molly is sleeping with Grace, maybe I'll sleep here with you.
Why? You're nervous?
I'm nervous. Maybe you'll need me.
Need you, I won't. But if you are nervous, get your pajamas.
I got my pajamas underneath.
What side do you like to sleep on? By the wall or by the window?
This way or that way, it's the same.
So, go into bed.
Thank you. Thank you.
Don't thank me. Thank Molly.
Jake, you think Molly is all right?
Nobody is all right in this house as long as we are under the same roof with her.
If she didn't have all the money, I wouldn't say.
Let me close my eyes already, David. If not,
Good night.
Good night.
You want more quilt, Jake?
No, thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
You only sleep on one pillow, Jake?
You want another pillow?
No. Good night.
Good night.
Jake,
Yeah?
all the money Grace has all the money.
Every penny.
And every penny is plenty.
I should make it in 6 months.
Ay.
What's the ay?
Nothing. Good night,
Good night.
Jake.
Yeah?
You sleeping?
Yeah.
So sleep. I'm not sleeping. Jake, I'm not sleeping. I can't sleep.
David.
Jake, if Mama is sleeping with Grace, and Grace has got all the money, maybe, Jake...
Maybe what?
A pillow sometimes is good like a pistol, or a knife, or a...
What, David?
See, my son, Saladin Doctor, was once called over urgently because a woman was smothering from a pillow. Let me show you. If I would put a pillow tight on your face, how long could you breathe, huh? Let me show you.
How? Show me.
You see, Jake, when you can't breathe, tell me.
I'll tell you, David. No, put a pillow on me.
But you'll tell me, Jake, when you can't, huh?
Yes.
All right. Now, let me show you. So, like that. Here. All right, Jake?
All right.
It takes longer before you can't breathe. All right, Jake?
All right.
So I'll hold it tighter.
Do it. Do it.
Can you breathe, Jake?
Do it.
Somebody? Somebody?
Pa.
Rosalie?
Yes,
Come in.
Pa. Can't put the light on?
Yes. What happened?
Nothing, Pa, but
You can't sleep, huh?
no. Why should Mama be in there sleeping with Grace, Pa? Pa, why don't you go in...
Mind voice. Jake, mind voice.
David.
Pa, go in and tell Mama.
Go in and tell Mama.
David.
Here's your bathrobe, Pa.
David. You go in, because if I go in, I won't be responsible for them.
Come, Uncle David, I'll go in with you. Why should Mama take a chance being in there with Grace all night? If Grace is desperate and wants to get away and she has all that money...
Then let me.
We'll go, Pop. Please,
I'm
Pop.
going. Open the door.
Leave on the light.
Come, Uncle David.
Tell Mama.
We will.
We will. No light and all.
Don't put on any lights.
You going to knock on Grace's door first?
I don't know, Uncle David. Do you think I should knock?
Knock. If they don't answer, walk in.
Maybe I won't knock. You stay in the hall.
Knock better.
All right.
Again.
Uncle David.
Oh, again, knock.
Uncle David.
Then open the door.
I'm afraid.
Let me.
Uncle David, my poor mother.
Stop, Rosalie.
Don't, Uncle David. Let's go get Papa.
Rosalie, please.
The late hours and the strain have strung Rosie's nerves tight. Anything can make them hum with terror. And in the dark hall, with the closed door before her, anything evil seems possible. And why doesn't Molly answer? Yes, sometimes, even with the best intentions, a helping hand may lead to trouble. You know, that reminds me of a gallant gesture Unky Does'em claims he made. Unky told me...
You know, I dreamed I was Sir Walter Raleigh.
Yeah?
Yeah, I threw my cape over the mud puddle so as the Queen wouldn't get her feet wet. Then I got madder than hops.
Well, why, Unky?
Well, there I was with my cape all muddy when I remembered, good gosh, Duz ain't been discovered yet.
Poor Sir Walter Raleigh with no Duz. But today, this new soap discovery helps millions of folks because Duz does everything in the wash. Overalls, towels, to dainty rayon undies. Duz is the only leading granulated wash day soap that gives greater safety to colors you wash, plus unsurpassed whiteness for towels and real cleaning power for dirty work clothes. Even in the toughest wash, Duz does everything. And friends, here's a Duz wartime request. Don't waste Duz. All soaps contain vital war materials. So always soak clothes in clear, cool water before washing. See to it every bit of Duz you use does more. Be sure to listen to the next episode of the Goldbergs. Alarm spreads through the Goldbergs, and all voices cry Molly. This is Clayton Collier speaking for Procter & Gamble and saying, do as the Dozems do. Let Duz, the new kind of soap, do everything in your wash.